Greetings, boils, ghouls, and non-binary fools. I'm your host, Captain Mindstein, and I'm randomly deciding to put numbers in the titles of movies to make it seem like it's a sequel to another movie when it's not. But when I'm not doing that, I'm here this time there reviewing horror movies. So, I'm currently editing a big review of the original Halloween, my favorite horror movie by the way. So to have a video out in the meanwhile, in today's short video, I will be reviewing an indie horror flick called Camp Death 3 in 2D. All 2D movies should include 2D in their titles from now on. Now, for any confused folks out there, this film is a horror parody, and according to the creators, part of the joke is that there are no other Camp Death movies. This movie is already so dumb right out of the gate because now you're gonna have people think this is a sequel in a larger franchise, searching for the previous films, not find them, and then end up frustrated at you for wasting their time. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time though. Let's break down the actual movie so I can get this over with. Camp Death 3 is, in its simplest form, a Friday the 13th parody. The backstory involves a beheaded, murderous mother, okay, alliteration, a vengeful son, Jason surrogate who starts the killing up again, and a camp thrown into disarray by the murders. The camp itself is called Camp Crystal Meth. I honestly don't know what the joke is here, but I'm gonna guess it's supposed to be like crystal meth said with a lisp. I don't know, and honestly, I don't really care. The opening to the flick concerns the backstory of the Jason surrogate, Johann Van Damme, and how the final girl, or whatever the hell she is, uses the same psychology trick Jenny uses in Friday the 13th Part 2. But instead of using his mother's sweater, she uses a hand puppet. This movie is already so dumb.
Now I told you to go murder them camp motherfuckers! Have you gone and made your mama proud?
Let me get something out of the way right now. The movie really overuses cursing, almost to the point of being overbearing. I don't mind cursing. In fact, I find it pretty unrealistic when people, especially teenagers, don't curse in movies or shows. But this is just too much for me. There's like 10 curse words uttered every 15 seconds in this movie. The creators of this movie probably thought having a lot of cursing would make this movie funnier, but spoiler alert, it doesn't. It's just annoying and distracting. The credits sequence is literally just a rip-off of the Harry Potter newspaper transitions. Come on, why is the newspaper talking about World War II? What significance does that have to this movie's skeleton plot? Anyway, we jump forward to Camp Crystal Meth. God, I can't believe I'm saying this crap. And are introduced to our protagonist, Todd, who always seems disgustingly happy. And his main arc in the film is that he's trying to reopen Camp Crystal Meth in the aftermath of Johann Van Damme's killing spree with the help of his love interest, Rachel. Yes, they shoehorn in a romantic subplot. He's trying to turn the camp into a rehabilitation facility for the mentally challenged, to the anger of Todd's Uncle Mel, who always seems inappropriately angry.
You just keep those mental cheese brains alive. You got me?
Yes, Uncle Mel.
I just want you guys to know that a camp like this would never exist. It literally just looks like a bunch of spaced out apartments. Just a quick note, most of my notes for this film consist of questions asking why. No joke. In the fashion of the Friday the 13th movies it's spoofing, the movie eventually reveals that the killer, Johann Van Damme, has returned and is in seek of revenge. So this movie is basically what makes a Friday film, but where the film falls flat is in its humor. Camp Death 3 is just not funny whatsoever. Most of the movie relies on cheap gags, and as I mentioned before, cursing for its humor. In fact, the whole movie can be summed up as a bunch of unrelated jokes munched together without anything tying them together. The film doesn't even let the joke rest and register in the audience's head before they move on to another surrealistic skit. In one scene, Todd's Uncle Mel finds the camp cook just staring in the distance for some reason, and yells continuously at her to get back to work.
Get back to work! Get back to work! Get back to work! Get back to work! Get back to work!
For some reason. I said for some reason twice in this one sentence. This is a testament to the awfulness of this movie. In another scene, a rando character I don't know just bursts into a song number out of nowhere.
I just wanna cry for help. I'm so misunderstood, it makes me sad.
The movie's effects and green screen are magnificent. They really ask too much of the effects team. On a technical standpoint, the film is ugly. The fact that I can tell the movie is cheaply made is a little embarrassing. This is a problem with a lot of films and shows, but most of all in Camp Death. The characters move around in fast movements, something that real people don't do. Is she having a seizure? Also, the movie inexplicably switches between slow-mo and speed-up editing in jarring ways.
What the cockfuck do you want?
I can edit this movie better than the editors could. I know the creators said they like making bad movies, but why spend your time making bad art when you can make good art? I just don't really care for this movie. The one thing I got a kick out of was the Crazy Ralph parody, Crazy Ethel. She's way more eccentric than Ralph, constantly repeating some variant of "You're doomed." But it's the thought that counts. Or maybe not. Mel comes into the scene and Ethel throws a squirrel at his face. I don't know why. It's just something that happens. Wow, I was pulling a Michael Myers. Now, let's get to the horror of the film. Let's get one thing out of the gate. There isn't a whole lot of it. A lot of the kills are done in comedic ways, which is expected in a horror spoof. But this flick is parodying Friday the 13th, which has a reputation for being one of the goriest horror movie series ever. I wish the one thing this movie took seriously were the kills, but whatever. We live in a cruel, cruel world. I do have one thing to say though. The movie's attempts at jump scares and suspense is magnificent. A Darth Vader hat and a swimsuit should really now be the definitive police outfit. Camp Death 3 in 2D just wasn't for me if you couldn't tell. I don't really like being funny while reviewing a movie trying to be funny. The movie is too unfocused, the characters too thin, the acting hokey and over the top, and the film cheap and ugly. But if you want a campy slasher spoof, this movie might be for you. I give this film my first ever Bound to Die. So is your hand's mother a head demon? If you liked this video, like it. But if you loved it, make sure you subscribe to me, Captain Mindstein. Make sure you follow me on my social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Captain Mindstein. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you get notified when new videos get uploaded. I hope your nightmares are plentiful, and I hope to see you again for another episode of The Captain Mindstein Show.